my loves, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. Hi, hello, my name is Loie, and something pretty interesting happened this month. So the last video that we made on the sun vanished, I pretty much told you guys it had been like several weeks since the account had updated, and I was hoping it didn't slow down again. And then literally days after I made that video, the account came back. I'm not saying obviously that I had anything to do with that, but I am so happy to see them back up and running. And there are some really creepy updates to this scary story, and I have a lot of thoughts. I will say the story almost seems to run in like chapters, if that makes any sense. It's like the writer will update every single day, like the actual account at The Sun Vanished will update every single day, and then something will happen and he won't update for like a week or however long it is. And I think I really do like that a lot. It does feel like we have some time to sort of review it and look over things and make our own theories before we get even more information thrown at us. So I cannot wait to catch you guys up to speed, because the stuff that has been happening, can we all just agree that we all are in the I hate Daniel club, because I don't trust him. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you love this viral scary story. Please subscribe to my channel as well if you haven't already. I would love to have you as part of our family. And if you've done both of those things, go ahead and hit that notification bell, because I don't want you guys to ever miss when I update on this story, because it is a wild one, to be very honest with you. On July 7th, 2018, The Sun Vanished tweeted, "I'm finally back. There's so much that I have to catch you all up on. You won't believe what I've seen." After the last video I tweeted, Daniel and I drove a ways into the boonies to stay away from where all the activity is in town. He brought camping gear, so we've stayed out in a tent in the woods for the last couple of weeks. It wasn't long before we were out of the range from any cell towers, but I made sure to still document anything significant. On our way out of town, we noticed what looked to be a star in the sky, but almost as soon as I pulled my phone out, the star disappeared. Once we got far enough away where we couldn't see city lights anymore, we set up camp. It was actually sort of peaceful for a bit, and it gave Daniel and I plenty of time to catch up. But unfortunately, there was still some rising conflict between us. Daniel isn't a fan of me broadcasting my situation to the internet. He thinks it's dangerous. My philosophy is that I have a chance to reach other people who might be in the same situation as I am. But suffice to say, he hasn't been in a hurry to get back to reception. At this point, we had been arguing for days on what to do next, until our decision was made for us. A storm rolled in, and we saw this. I don't feel like I've seen that much of like anything this world to date. I mean, those lightning flashes are intense. So with the activity getting closer and closer to our campsite, I finally convinced Daniel for us to pack up and drive towards the closest cell tower. Do I trust Daniel? Yes. Do I trust his judgment? I'm not so sure. The Sun Vanished went silent for a couple of days, and then on July 12th, he came back. We've been camping out next to the cell tower. Daniel took the car and left a few hours ago to find more fuel to siphon. While Daniel is gone, I'm free to answer any questions you all have. Somebody messaged him and said, "How close is the activity to your campsite?" He responded with, "Haven't seen anything yet, thankfully. Fingers crossed." Then, "Hey TSV, I'm Nat. I've survived 2 months now thanks to the info you've accumulated and shown us. I owe you. I want to make Guide for Survival, pick up where the news outlets left off. I've been trying to collect anything I can from other survivors out there and was wondering if you have any tips." He responded with, "Without knowing your situation, all I can say is to stay low. If you are inside, stay away from windows and doors. Good luck to you and your survival guide." And I'm gonna come back to that message later. The next person said, "Did you see that thing in the sky again?" Please note the Shrek thumbnail. "No, not since the video I posted a few days ago." Someone said, "Why do you think the sun went out?" He responded with, "I honestly have no clue. There's a lot of speculation and theories floating around, but I'm more focused on staying alive and out of trouble." The following morning, I just woke up and Daniel is still gone. He sends Daniel a text message that says, "Where are you?" at 11:54 in the morning. No response in close to 12 hours. I'm stuck here with no car, no gun, just a tent and the essentials. And then he shows that his phone is not doing so well on battery life and he no longer has a way to charge it. I only have 38 hours of battery left if Daniel doesn't come back with a car. The next day, guys, we have a new problem. I can't see anything, but I can hear someone walking around my tent. Oh God, never mind. Now I can see. And then this video. This one is different from the others. It's just wandering aimlessly and flickering at random intervals. I'm fighting the urge to go check it out. I know it's too risky, but I only have 5 hours of battery left. Not a single sign of Daniel returning and not much else to lose. So then he tweets a poll. Should he stay in the tent or investigate outside? And 56% of people said investigate outside. And literally 40,000 people voted on this. I mean, this story is just blowing up. I'm leaving the tent to investigate outside. Quickly snapped this picture and got the heck out of there. I followed it into the crops to get a good look at it. The crops were about 6 to 7 feet high, so that gives you a good idea of how much taller it was. And I mean, that thing was just creepy as sin, you guys. Like, that photo is, oh God. Less than 2 hours of battery left. I'm powering down my phone for now. Wish me luck. And that was 2 days ago. So something to note is, other than Tucker, At The Sun Vanished also follows Nat, which is at Lost Sun News. And Nat was the one who sent the message about potentially creating a survival guide. So Nat has a lot of stuff on their page. And it seems to be a lot of messages from people that I'm gonna share with you all here. It really starts off by them saying you can help by sending your encounters, footage, experiences, anything and everything you can to this account in direct messages. And I mean, there is just so much here, you guys. It does seem like the Nat account is being used to kind of shed some light on what to do and what not to do with these things that are seemingly taking over. I have a piece of advice, a little obvious, but useful in case no one knows. If you hear a shuddering sound and flashing lights, get on the ground and do not move. If you think you have time, hide in a room with no windows, or if you're outside, hide on the ground or in a ditch. I hope this info is worth something. The next message. Hey, it's weird to think there's others of you out here. I'm experiencing this in Georgia, but the cell towers have been out for a long time, so I never thought to contact anyone else. The situation is bad here as well. I've kept decently safe around my house. I was a pretty paranoid person to begin with, so everything was locked up, and I rarely went outside. I was with my brother until the supplies had started to run out. He went out there with an old radio we had. I had contact with him for a while and, well, I haven't heard from him or seen him in about a week. I'm worried, but knowing him, he might be fine. My parents live near, but this happened just before my mom went to New Zealand to visit her family. I just hope it's safe over there and that I can contact them soon since the cell signal is back up. Sorry for this being so long, but it's nice to see people out there. I was worried there wasn't anyone left. That's my story at least, but I can't shake the feeling like something is behind all of this and it's closer to home than we think. That's interesting. It's closer to home than we think. The next message. Forget the world you know. Forget economy, religion, gender, and the barriers we have built for each other in the sun. If you want to survive, you will do whatever it takes, even the things you would not have done months ago. Stay away from them and stay away from the lights. Another message. Hey, good to see others like me out there, surviving and staying hidden. I've been at my folks' camp in upstate New York for some time now, managing to live off of canned goods that they keep here. They weren't home when I made it to their house, and I haven't been able to get a hold of them since it got dark. As a matter of fact, I haven't seen or heard any of the handful of locals that live in this area. It's almost like everyone vanished. Thought I heard gunshots back in June one night, but I was sleeping when the noise started, so I'm not too sure. Tried contacting At The Sun Vanished after I got this Twitter account working, but I'm not sure if they got the message. I got no response. Next time I hear those weird, angry washing machine noises outside the RV, I'll try to get some video. I don't understand. How can all the people on Twitter still be seeing the sun if we can't? What is going on? I don't know how much longer I can stay here. I'm almost out of food and water. Might have to go into town and have a look around. It's creepy as heck. I drove through the night this all started and haven't been back through since. I'll see if I can post pics of what I find. Another message. Tried plenty of stations, but I haven't been able to get a whole lot on my radio. Maybe there's still people broadcasting out there? This is followed by a video that I believe would be from the person who sent that message. It looks like someone just holding like a radio and all of that. I'll just play it for you guys here. Another message. Heyo, sorry if this message sends later than it should. Cell towers in Georgetown shorted out a few weeks back. Haven't been able to get into contact with anyone since. Word of advice. Don't go into the 113 if you're in Delaware. It's an impractical death sentence. And for the love of God, do not go to any military base within your area. Try going to the Coast Guard station just outside of Georgetown. It ain't a pretty sight through there. That's all I really had to say. I'll keep you posted if any other exploits or warnings come up. It might be common knowledge, but I don't think it hurts to note that I'm 100% certain that different colored objects have different behaviors. The red ones are more aggressive, and the only blue lights I've ever seen looked like they were way further up than the others. Hello, Nat. I saw you from At the Sun Vanished and thought it would be helpful to talk to you. I live in Utah, a pretty rural area with farms and stuff. I'm a teenager and I used to live with my parents, but they went out looking for supplies about a week and a half ago. So now I don't have anybody. I didn't have a lot of friends in the first place, but now I don't have any, and it's getting pretty lonely out here. You didn't see people often before, but now you don't see anybody. In the beginning, I heard a couple of gunshots, but they stopped soon, and now all I hear is weird noises sometimes. My dad was a trucker, so we have a pretty big radio. The only thing I heard was keep low and stay away from the lights. And most importantly, don't let anyone in unless they have proof of their sanity. And I haven't heard anything since. Right now I'm locked in my room and there is someone outside of my door walking around the house. I'm running out of supplies and I think I just need to get out of here. I'm just waiting for the right time. I hope that people like me and you can outlive this. Hey Nat, my name's Bo. I'm an air traffic controller at MacDill Air Force Base here in Florida. Only about 40 of us are left. Currently we are hiding in a small bunker outside the main base. I just wanted to share the transmissions from other military installations in the United States government that we've been able to receive. It didn't take the military long to realize that firearms were not very effective against these things. The darkness made it especially hard for us to fight them before it was too late. The government was crippled in a matter of days, and the last thing we heard from the White House was that the president was being transported to a safe location. We lost contact with Fort Benning about a week ago, and without them we are completely in the dark about what's going on. We've managed to stay hidden, but people are getting restless, and because of that I don't see us lasting much longer. If MacDill fell, chances are almost every other base in the US has too. In my opinion, I think we're on our own for now. This one piece of advice that I think I can share with you is to remember everything we do from now on is dangerous. Don't move if you don't have to, and always stay on your guard because chances are you're being watched. I'll try to keep touch. God bless you and stay safe. Hello Nat, name's Burak and I live in Izmir, Turkey, and I have a few tips for you to post in your survival guide. Here's the first thing. I found a military base and decided to sneak in. I went in the time you didn't say anything about it. There were warnings, energy, and food. I went to check it out. Here's what happened. First off in the base, there were multiple red lights. I could hear them. The Turkish army's water supply is extremely dark. Haven't seen any men, but my experience was traumatizing. And then there's a video. Hey, not sure if anyone will see this. I'm Charles from the Chicago area. I've been hiding out up near Lake County and made my way to the city. I've had nasty run-ins with the lights, but just made it. I'm currently hiding inside of the O'Hare Airport. If anyone can send some backup or a team or something, it would be appreciated greatly. However, the lights are patrolling the property, so you have to be careful. I've been moving around the airport. Warning, if you hear footsteps, do not approach. Hide and wait to see if they are human. Signs of life include breathing, consistent movement, and intelligible speech. The last message. Hey there, Nat, my name's James, and I live in the Midwest, in a pretty small town. I've been on my own without contact from friends or family for the past 2 weeks or so, and I've only left my bedroom, which is located in my apartment, twice to go get all of the food and water I possibly can. There's been several points where I could see those lights, mostly just flashing through my bedroom window and nothing else. Thing is, I have no idea what to do when resources run out. I suppose I could go about it like the sun vanished and escape to somewhere safer. Speaking of which, has there been any news on government institutions, mainly things like FEMA shelters or the military? I'm sorry for all of this rambling. I've needed to talk to someone for weeks. Yeah. Anyway, just stay safe. I hope for the best for everyone in this disaster. And that is where Nat leaves off. It does seem like the account responds to the sun vanished and whatnot. The only accounts that the sun vanished seems to follow are directly related to the story. So I'm gonna buy this as canon. There are a lot of those accounts that have popped up, you know what I mean, that are sort of playing along with the story, but I do believe this is officially part of the story. If I'm wrong, I'm really sorry, but it does seem that that's the case. It's kind of cool to get some other testimonial from people who supposedly, you know, don't have the sun anymore, and it makes it seem like it really is this widespread thing from Turkey to Georgia to all of these places, that so many places don't have the sun anymore. And I think, especially, you know, we just heard that military installations are being closed and some parts of the world have the sun. This is something that keeps being brought up, is they keep recognizing that you know, people like you and me who tweet back, we're you know, the sun's fine, it's right outside. They are acknowledging that and acknowledging that they don't understand. Part of me kind of thinks it's a different timeline or something like that. Part of me thinks it's an alternate reality. Alternate reality game. But you get what I mean? Part of me feels like it's almost like the Mandela effect, where we're living along these parallel timelines, and for some reason you and I can see what they're tweeting, but they can't see what we see outside. Does that make any sense? That's why our president, you know, is fine and hasn't had to be taken to a safe house or anything like that in this timeline. That's just my current theory. I guess we'll just keep seeing as this goes on. In terms of the sun vanished, I just want to say that I don't trust Danyan at all. I don't trust him at all. I think he's sketchy. I don't think he has good intentions. I have said from the word go that I think that there is something off about that dude. I hate that the sun vanished went with him, but I understand that it was kind of getting to a breaking point for him, you know what I mean? It was now or never. He had to do something. So I get it, but at the same time, God, I don't know if he's gonna come back. I don't know if he's gone. I feel like he's not gone for good, and if he, part of me just wonders how long the process is once those lights catch up to you, you know what I mean? Once those blinking lights get you, once you look into them, how long is the process before you become one of those things? Because I would be very curious to see where Danyan would be at in that process if it's not instantaneous. Anyways, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and call it from there. I hope you all enjoyed. This was actually a really long update. Thank you very, very much for watching. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you enjoy the story. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I love you all very much, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.